So I quit school with only 2 to 3 classes left before graduation, and I wanted to take this video to explain my thought process behind that and what I think you should do if you're considering going to college. Growing up, I had always planned on going to college, and I was fortunate enough to be homeschooled. In high school, I took some classes from my local community college, and I ended up graduating with 2 associate's degrees that my parents paid for while I was in high school. And after that, I transferred to a public university where I planned on finishing my bachelor's degree. And when I did that, my tuition costs went from around $900 for a full-time semester to $7,500 for a full-time semester. And now it's probably almost double that if I was to go back to school. And this isn't just my experience. And in fact, over the past 50 years, the average cost of getting a college degree has increased 5 times faster than inflation. So with that in mind, it's been important for me to calculate a price where getting a college degree is no longer worth it. Because if the price is going to keep increasing, eventually there's some point, even if it's really high, where getting a degree is not worth it financially. And so how I calculated this was I sat down and I looked at how much money I would be making after I graduated with my math degree and compared that to what I would be making if I didn't have a degree, and I was able to take the time that it would take me to finish that degree to work instead. So I did this calculation for myself, and I came out with around $10,000 to finish my degree. Now, I know that $10,000 to finish my degree might seem really low, but it's not, and I'll explain why. See, 30 years ago, when my parents went to college, getting a college degree was the only way for most average people to get a quality education anywhere past high school. And with that, there was a pretty clear difference in the opportunities for people who didn't have a degree and the people that did. And if that was still the case, I think I could have justified paying a way higher price to finish my degree. But this is just flat out, undeniably not the case anymore. And in fact, I think that I've gotten a much better education from sources that are not accredited institutions than I would ever have if I was to go into a master's program or even get my doctorate. And that might be pretty controversial to say, but I've personally tried to take multiple courses from MIT and Harvard on YouTube, which are some of the highest quality schools, right? And every time I try, I'm not able to finish the course because I end up clicking over to some other random instructor on YouTube, and they teach it much better and in a way that I can retain it, understand it, and use it way better than any of the courses posted by these Ivy League schools. And after this happening to me a couple of times, it's become clear to me that there's a much better education available online for almost everybody nowadays, and it's also available for free if you have internet access. And so what this does, even if it's not true to the extreme that I've just stated, is it brings the value of college down. So we've had the price going way up and the value going way down. But there's only one problem with this idea that you can get a better education online for free. And it's that you won't actually have a physical degree or certification. And you might be barred from getting certain positions or full-time jobs, even though you have the skills to fill that position. So I think that if you're going into healthcare or law, or some certain types of engineering, maybe getting a formal college degree is probably still going to be the best bet for you. But before you go into one of those fields, be doubly sure that that's actually what you want to do with your life, because it's going to be a high cost to get into that field. But for most people, I think it's best to search around online, take different free courses on YouTube, try different skills, and that will help you find the professional area that you think you want to focus on a lot faster and a lot cheaper than trying to do the same thing in college. And in today's job economy, the number of full-time jobs available are becoming less and less. And so what I believe that's doing is it's creating more specialized contract work that having a more skills-focused education can benefit you for. And I've personally experienced this where I've worked for a large variety of big companies and even some public universities, and they don't care that I don't have a complete bachelor's degree. So I would be remiss if I didn't share that I've been able to make well above the median income for the past few years, even though I haven't had a full-time job for the last couple of months. And so I think it's really important for you to understand that these colleges, at the end of the day, they're still businesses. And so they're going to market the hell out of the idea that you need to have a degree in life in order to succeed. But at the end of the day, they're still businesses and their product is not going to be for everybody. So to continue my story, when I was in school, at the same time, I was also doing an internship. And I was putting in a lot of effort to this internship. And as a result, my grades dipped enough to where I lost some scholarships. At that point, I already had over 130 credit hours, so I tried to talk to the admin office to see if there was any alternate degrees I could get with the large amount of credits I have. Usually, you only need 120 credits to graduate, and I had 130, and the shortest route for me to finish would still be 2 or 3 classes that were each only available every couple of semesters. So that was the point where I got frustrated, and I decided that I would pause my college education until I felt that I was missing opportunities because I didn't have a bachelor's degree. And since then, I'm surprised actually that not one time have I been talking to a potential client or a job interview where me not having a bachelor's degree was a problem. And that's probably just due to the specific type of opportunities that I go for. And at this point, I really have no interest in going back and finishing my bachelor's degree. And I really want everybody to know, especially kids coming out of high school who are presented with the opportunity of going to college, or older people who think that the reason that they aren't making more money is because they don't have a college degree. I want you to hear my story and hear me say that I personally have not experienced that to be the case. And I want to prevent as many people as possible from going into debt to get a college degree that probably won't even guarantee them a higher salary or more job security anymore.